Hi, I'm Carrie Goldring with the Divorce Lending Association, and I'm a Certified Divorce Lending Professional, or CDLP. This is part of our Divorce Literacy series, and today I am here with Canetha Amour-Porter. And I'm going to have you, Canetha, introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what you do.
All right. Well, thank you, Carrie, first and foremost, for having me be a guest here. I'm super excited to be here with you. My name is Canetha Amour-Porter, like Carrie said, and I am the founder of Amore Women. We empower women to be the best versions of themselves. It was very important for me to give women um, a supportive community. I am a woman that has been divorced twice, so I do know how important it is to have a supportive community, to have women that'll put their arms around you and support you. And then also, we teach classes, and the classes are things that will allow you to just become the better versions of yourself. So that's how we empower women. We do that with our magazine as well, and then we have a new Finding Your Superpower podcast.
Ooh,
And yeah, it's really fun. I love it.
that's wonderful. So if I was going to look for a podcast, what is it called?
Finding Your Superpower.
I like that. Great
Thank
title.
you.
Great
Thank
title.
you.
And then if someone was going to hire you, are you
Okay.
doing group sessions? Is it one-on-one? What?
So we do a little bit of all of that. I do one-on-one coaching. So if someone's interested in getting coaching, I help women find their superpowers because we have them. I teach them also how to set healthy boundaries. That's something I had to learn after divorce. I also teach them how to have the right expectations for their relationships and also their friendships. And there's a whole series that we definitely do. It's called a Superpower series. So we teach that. It could be one-on-one or it can be group settings. And then we do have it so where you can do it learn at your own pace. So if they wanted, that's all online, and they would just be able to get the segments at their own pace. So yeah, we do a little bit of all of that. We want to make sure that we're available to help all the different needs.
That's so fabulous. So of course people think coach and learning, and then they kind of get that mixed up with therapy or therapist, right?
So, yes, I am not a therapist. I am a life coach. I am able to do it. I am certified life coach, but I'm able to do it not just because I got certified in it, but I live through it. And I've been able to overcome all of the hangups and hiccups that I've had, not knowing. Like I said, I've been divorced twice. So, right, there's some things, even though I'm a great person, there's some things that I was lacking. And so I said, you know what, not anymore. And I, I went through different trainings, and over the years, I've been working on myself intensively for the last 16 years. And so I wanted to be a better mom, and I wanted to be able to have a good, healthy relationship that I am in now, but I didn't know how to have that until I started working on myself. So I'm certified, but then I also have life experience.
Which is so nice because I think you can't really get the empathy portion unless you
Hmm.
have been through this yourself, right? Like there is no way someone can teach you what it feels like to go through a divorce, whether you wanted it or you didn't want it.
Exactly. They can say, "Oh, I feel for you," or but to understand the different emotions, and I've been divorced twice under two different circumstances, and you would think, oh, you've done it, been there, done that. That's just like having kids, right? Every birth is not the same. Every
Right.
divorce is not the same. So people, I think for the second time, some people were like, oh, well, you'll be okay. Like,
You
you
made it the first time, you'll make it the second time.
and it was totally different. And the first time I was divorced, I had two children. The second time I was divorced, I had four. So I went from being a single mom of two to a single mom of four, and
Oh, goodness.
even that plays a difference, right? And so yeah,
Yeah,
yep,
and then you got two different ex-spouses.
exactly. To deal
Probably
with.
is not fun.
No, it's not fun. And then to me, I'm like, oh, I don't want to permanently damage my kids. I don't want them to think that, relationships don't work. And, but at the time, that's what had to happen, right? So it's not that I would have went right back into it just to save them, but I said, okay, how moving forward do I first learn the skills that I need to learn? And then how do I teach them to be able to be, not be in codependent relationships and to be able to find a partner who complements your strengths, right? That you both are separate individuals coming together. There's no like, oh, you're my other half. No, I'm a whole person. I want to live another whole person. And then we want to be able to complement each other and live our lives together. And that was something totally different than what I had done before.
Wow, that's fabulous. And did you do life coaching prior to your first divorce, or were you in a whole different career?
So no, I've always been in a people business, right? So I was most of my career I was in sales, high level executive sales. For a long time, I did mortgages. So I was a mortgage broker like yourself. So I understand the whole real estate world. But no, that wasn't until later on when I said, you know what, I had to learn the skills. So after my first divorce, I didn't have the skills. I got a little better, but after my second divorce, I said, okay, even though these were primarily not my fault, I play a role in it. I'm the common denominator. So my picker must be off. I have to look at myself only and figure out how do I have a better picker, right? You have a better picker when you become a healthier person. And so that's when I started my journey. And that's how I'm able to be here today and do the things that I'm able to do and help women change their lives and give them a supportive community, because you have to live it. I can't be still broken and hurt in areas and try to teach me, oh, you could do it. Well, I can, because there's a lot of people out there that does that. But myself, I couldn't do that without being, and now today I'm in a healthy relationship. We're both two whole people coming together and complementing each other. So yeah.
This was kind of sometimes you can need that like tragedy, for lack of a better word, right? To find like your thing, which is why I do what I do too, because I went through the divorce. Even though I was in the financial industry, it was like, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. And somebody says, break your whole life down that you took 20 years or whatever to build. And then not only do you break it down, but now you got to rebuild it and be emotionally stable, keep your life going, run your household, right? It's like anything that you
don't skip a beat. Like
you do it now yourself.
Yes. It's
a lot to do it all by yourself and you don't your family, you don't want to go to your friends. So to have someone like you that you're hired to say, hey, take care of me and help me out, and I don't have to worry about who you talk to or who you know, I think is huge.
And even your dynamics, I don't know if you realize this or this happened to you, but even your dynamics with your friends and your family changes once you become divorced, right? And so I remember my parents are together, and both of my sisters, I'm the middle child of three girls. And my oldest sister and my younger sister, they're still, with spouses and stuff. And they want to give you all this advice, but they've never been divorced. And they kind of, it's like you're kind of, I don't want to say a project, but you're kind of like, oh, well, you know what I mean? It's just the dynamic changes. And so I'm like, no, I'm still a whole person. Like, hello,
Right. I still function. I know
exactly.
My mom become concerned about what am I going to do for my birthday every year? Like, it was not a concern before, but now it's a big deal.
You're like, I have been having birthdays, right? So yeah.
I promise you.
So it's hard. They love you and they mean the best, but yeah, they don't sometimes get it. And yeah, so I applaud you for what you do, because our finances is something that's extremely intimate, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so for you to be able to say, okay, this is what to expect, this is some of the things that we have to do. And then, but I love that you're able to walk them through the finish line to be able to get to their new start. Right.
Right. I
And
like it
so,
too. It's like building that do the same thing you do. We build confidence. We show there's a
yes,
light at the end of the tunnel, empower people to do what we know they're capable of doing, right? So
yes,
you do
yes.
more emotion and I do more finance, but we're all aiming in the same direction.
That is so, so true.
Not that I want to say my divorce was a blessing, but I would not be doing what I'm doing now if it wasn't for that. And I love what I do. And I
Well,
can
just
tell
think
you
of,
do too.
yeah. So it's like a blessing in disguise. I feel like, crisis and opportunity is the same, right? And us, and I think it's Japanese and Japanese language, right? It's the same thing. There's always opportunity in a crisis. And
Yeah,
so everyone goes through them, but is everyone using those crisis moments to look at the opportunity to see what it's birthing, right? So
so
like a
true.
plant, you need to prune your plant, cut it back so it can blossom and bloom more. And that's the same thing with us, right? I feel like some of our tragedies, some of our hiccups in life is our pruning for us to be able to grow and expand, and to beautify, right? Not physically, but internally,
So true.
so we can shine, or like, so we can be pretty for other people to see, like, oh, look. And it's not an outward appearance, but it's like I feel like
It's an energy.
it's a light, it's an energy, yes, that you
Mm-hmm.
carry, that people are attracted to because they see that you went through your pruning
I,
seasons and now
I
you're
agree.
shining.
I agree. Thank you so much for sharing your stuff with me. I love it. I love it.
Oh, thank
So,
you.
anyone who wants to get a hold of you or contact you, what's the best way to find you?
So there's a couple of different things. You can always check out our website to see what we're doing. We have monthly events. If you're interested in getting a new community of supporting women, we call ourselves the sorority for the everyday woman.
Oh,
Um, and so that is our website, which is Amour, the French version, Amour, women, WOMEN.com. You can email me if you're interested or want to learn more, and that's Canetha, and I'll spell that slow, Canetha at amorewomen.com. And those are the best ways to kind of get a hold of me and have questions. I would love to talk to you and go from there.
oh, fun. Anything that you want to leave us with before we're done?
Yes. Okay. So Mother's Day is right around the corner. I'm not sure when this airs, but it's in a couple of days. And there are so many different types of mothers out there, right? And so we always think about the wonderful, like the Mother's Day, and I want my kids to shower me. But there's mothers out there who their children aren't with them. There's some mothers out there that they lost their child in childbirth. Um, there's some women out there who have never given birth to children, but they're those aunts that speak life into our kids. They're the ones who, mentor them. We all play a role. So I just want to say happy Mother's Day to all the women who play roles in children's lives.
That's so true. That is so true. Well, thank you so much for doing this with me.
Oh, it was fun. And me and you need to connect more often, but I absolutely love this. So thank you for having me as a guest.
Of course.